Jones.
Oh yeah, I just keep forgetting about it. I was thinking of taking this thing apart. And, oh, who's that? I know who that is. I think. Hello.
Sounds like Chris.
Get out of here.
Good night, Daddy.
Give me a second. Love you. Have a good sleep. See you in the morning. So, what's
I don't know. I'm mentally fatigued from the gym. Just sort of in a fuzzy brain state. That's all.
Tell us more about your gym.
Well, I don't want to hear about that.
You're right, I don't.
Yeah.
Do you get mentally fuzzy after working out, man?
During and sometimes a little after, yeah. And I just ate, so sometimes.
Okay, that's probably it.
Could be. I lifted a lot. I lifted a lot more than I usually do today, so that probably made it.
I figured you'd be hopped up on adrenaline, ready to like go right now.
No, you get fatigued. It's a weird thing. Like when you're pushing the maximum, it has a funny effect. It's very fatiguing. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Tim to the max.
Yeah, dude. Every day, all the time. That's me. You know me.
So when should I start recording?
You weren't recording already? Oh,
I am, but it's not.
It was
not interesting at all.
No. Don't ask me about that.
Aren't you talking about like all of the podcasts every single week?
Yeah.
It's not interesting.
I know that Tim, you said that you don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I feel like this was a big games week.
I know but I didn't end up buying a lot of stuff. I didn't end up buying anything because it was a bit of a dilemma, right? It was like, well, I always end up with a bunch of like Christmas money, so I was like,
But what sense does that make? So you buy what you want, and then you just put your Christmas money in the bank, and then
no, it would be like a Steam money or PSN money, that kind of thing. It's not money. It's money that's already in a pre-purchasable.
How do you feel about that? Actually, like do you prefer the whole gift card locking you into a particular like thing, or like I think everybody prefers
if it was more universal,
cash, right?
Cash. Yeah, it just feels cash. Just feels very like. I know. I don't listen. If it were up to me, I wouldn't bother. Like my parents want to buy things for everybody, and I say I don't need anything. You don't need to buy me anything. I'm happy to come, have dinner, do Christmas, like just spend time together. Like we don't need to do that, but they don't want to do that, so I have to tell them and get me something. So when that's the case, then it's just okay. Here's some gift certificates and stuff. Like instead of just saying, just give me money, it just feels, you know what I mean? Like you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. But is it okay? Like, how do you guys feel about? I know like giving money sometimes is a bit weird. Like, but if somebody gave you a prepaid Visa card or something like that, would that be okay compared to money? Like, I don't see what the benefit of it is.
No, I agree. I mean, when you're talking like, that's like more Western culture, I guess, thing, right? Where like if you compare, like, don't Chinese people do like the red thing? The red envelope,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it makes more sense to just give money, right? It just feels normal.
Yeah, Japanese people too do like the whole Christmas or New Year's envelope, white envelope, fancy envelope thing. I think I'm sure Korean culture probably does something similar because we're all hand in hand, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I don't know, maybe I always feel weird about things like that. Like when I get like in my workplace, if we do well and somebody recognizes it, you get like a $50 prepaid Visa card. I always end up using that Visa card and transfer it to buy an Amazon gift card so I can buy anything on Amazon. Like I'd rather have that option than lock it into like a stupid like Tim Hortons card or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah. So I don't know. Like I always think about like how convenient is it for somebody to do that? Like I still have like some gift cards from my wedding, anniversary. Oh, sorry, for wedding anniversary for my wedding that I haven't used yet because they're locked into like Williams Sonoma, and they're like I never go there and I never buy anything. I can't even buy it online. So it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I have this. Everything that I need for my kitchen, I would buy anywhere else but Williams Sonoma. But I still have this $100 there or whatever. With Williams Sonoma.
I bet you there's statistics you can look up that show like what percentage of gift cards go unused. It's probably like a great boon to whatever business you buy them from.
Yeah. That's a good point too. I don't know, man. Like the only time it ever makes sense is when they go on sale, right? Like when you can get like whatever $100 gift card for $85 or something like that.
Yeah, man, that's the only time I buy gift like eShop cards.
Yeah, and you get them from Costco most of the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they do every once in a while. They'll do like a $20 off 100, and I usually pick up a couple $100.
Yeah, so that's the only time I think you could do the gift card thing, and it makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, let's not talk about preferences for Christmas gifts.
I don't know if this is not really a great story to broadcast, but it's interesting. Did I ever talk about the so in my profession, I get a lot of like Tim Hortons gift cards at holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because what else are you gonna get? Whatever I do as a profession.
Amazon gift cards, man.
No, never. It's always Tim Hortons. And so I take them because I don't drink coffee, and so I bring them into Tim Hortons, get them all rolled into one card, and then I flip it on Kijiji.
Oh, you flip it on Kijiji.
Yeah,
that's so you. It's not insulting.
No, that's fair.
Actually, that's very you.
It just, well, you think about it. If I'm not going to use it and it's just going to sit there. I mean, in the past, I've given it to other people.
Right.
Like I've just, here somebody else can use this, or I'll save it up until I need a gift, and then I'll give them that instead.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this way I can justify it by saying, this is something that I can enjoy and attribute to the gift giver instead of just, some throwaway thing that I never think about.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you when you resell it on Kijiji? Do you sell it for like cheaper than the max or
yeah, I think there was the one that I got rid of in the summer. I think it was $80 and I sold it for 60, I think. 65 maybe.
Okay, so you took a hit.
Yeah, but hey, the alternative is have it just sit around. So
yeah, because you're not gonna at least you're gonna use it towards something that might last longer than food.
Sure. Yeah. Can I tell you? I can't remember if it was Monday night or Tuesday night, but just very shortly after we recorded the last episode. By the way, this is episode 97 of the Link Table Podcast. It is December 10th. My name is Chris.
My name's Tim.
My name's Kinnan.
So at the shortly after episode 96, I bought a game on Steam that was on sale.
Uh-huh.
It's a game that we've talked about in the past. It's a fantasy world game where you can control animals and they are all mages.
Oh, that classic.
Armello is this game. I played it for about 10 minutes and then I got a refund on it because it's garbage.
Isn't the one Keenan talked about?
Yeah, man, you don't remember that? That was the funniest thing for
yeah, but time. I don't remember. I remember what. I don't remember what the game was.
You know what? I'm sure that it's decent if you have there's a lot. I don't know if you remember. Did you play it quite a bit or just a little?
Yeah, I played a few games through to the end. It's not an easy thing to pick up though.
No, and that's kind of how I felt. Pretty deep systems, and I was like, I'm not interested in putting the effort into this, so I just refunded it.
Yeah.
So Armello was a bit of a flop for me, but you know what? It was kind of on my radar because I'm interested in fantasy world games where you can control animals and they're all mages, and so I figured to give it a go. But
Let me see if there's more like things like that, because I don't know. You seem to like those kinds of games, especially like I don't know, Ori and the Blind Forest.
I've never played it.
No,
I think I have it, but I haven't played it. So yeah, if you know any more Fantasy World games where you can control animals and they're all mages, let me know.
actually
Let me-
Ori. Yeah, I guess that's yeah. This was actually quite a week, right? Like we had that whole thing on Thursday with the whole Game Awards, right? That
Yeah,
was
I have
interesting.
Ori and the Blind Forest. I bought it last Christmas, but I don't remember doing it. I've never installed it. Sorry to interrupt.
No, but like we had a like it's too bad you couldn't make it to him, but that was a thing that whole Game
The
Awards.
Game Awards thing, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a
Oh
good
yeah,
night.
no, I missed it.
Well, no,
Did
the
you
Game
check out
Awards
it?
were the Game Awards were not that great. It was
No,
more
I
the
assumed that.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh.
We had, do you know, actually, that's kind of a nice lead in for the other game that another game that I played.
You lost a bet.
I lost a bet, so I ended up buying a $25 game. I said, if this game wins, what did it win?
I can't remember.
It won some award. I can't remember. I said, if this game wins, then I'll buy it right now. And that game was Dead Cells.
Oh.
It's fun. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
I like it quite a bit. I haven't played it a ton outside of that night. I played it a little bit more. I find that it plays much better on the TV than it does on the Switch handheld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it on the TV, and it was fine on the like portable, but I really, really enjoyed it on the TV.
Nice.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
Dead Cells
what's the
was-
difference for you? Like,
I don't know. I really like the Pro controller a lot. I know some people have problems with it, but I like it.
Yeah.
And so I think that the Pro controller versus just the Joy-Cons attached to the system.
is it because it's a 2D game and you have a decent D-pad on the Pro controller? Is that the big deal? Because for me, that was the big thing for me. Like
Probably,
using
yeah.
controller.
Probably, sure. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Did you see any of the announcements though, Tim? Like we posted some of them. They were,
I looked at them
Mm.
afterwards, but what was the big one that you? I mean, there was one for Smash Brothers,
Okay,
right?
two,
Character.
because that one was crazy.
that one.
I mean, I'm not like I can see why people would be pumped, but I didn't play Persona 5, so
Oh yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's more just the fact that it's
Persona.
happening.
yeah.
Like a Persona character. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's one of the ones that
It's
Ken and
pretty
I were talking about. Is like if there's never been a Persona game on a Nintendo system, and then they're like, okay, but the main character from 5 is going to be in Smash Brothers. You're like, what?
Yeah.
So I assume that Persona 5 is coming at some point, right?
Oh, hopefully.
If they cut out like all of the story,
The
then
dialogue.
I'll play it again. It sucks because that game is like oozing style, and it is fun to play, and I love the menus and I love the music. It just the dialogue is a nightmare.
Yeah. No,
Such a
that's
slog.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what was your feeling of the overall game show? Because, like, for me, I thought it was actually kind of interesting what they decided to present with some of the stuff on the side, with showing some people who were, whatever, or the PC term is differently abled, I guess. So that was kind of interesting that they highlighted some of that. They
I like that a
highlighted
lot.
some. Yeah, they seem to like not just go with the I guess the whole douche bro mentality.
I
which you
know.
would
I was trying to
normally
think of
associate.
something. I was trying to think of a different term to use other than dude bro, and I hate that that's what comes up, but that kind of like nails it on the head, right?
Yeah, and even some of the selections for the various awards were kind of interesting. Like you can feel like some of them they went for the more I guess somebody new games was picking some of them, right? Like it felt like that. Like for example, the whole Dead
Celeste.
Cells, Celeste was
Celeste did
one.
really well.
Yeah. Like we knew that Red Dead Redemption would take a few of them, but it didn't even win Game of the Year, which is super interesting, I think. Like it's just like action game. Went to Dead Cells. It beat out Black Ops 4, like Destiny 2. Like
Whoa!
these
I gotta
are
look at
kinda
the list of
interesting
this.
things. Yeah.
I
So
didn't actually look to see. I was more interested in announcements.
oh yeah, you should
Okay.
see it, man.
And well, no, but even the announcements I found were pretty underwhelming considering
Sure.
like what the buzz was about leading up to.
Mhm.
Yeah, as of
But-
like 20% were okay
Do you know the thing that did it the
Obra Dinn
most,
won.
though? Yeah,
Yep.
man.
for best art director.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's great.
There was a game announced, and I'm not sure if you saw the trailer or not, Tim. But the very first thing that they showed was a Switch game called Sayonara Wild Hearts.
No, I did not see that.
It looks badass. It looks really cool. Like I'm unsure as a game, but in terms of presentation of trailer, I was incredibly impressed. I know Ken and I both were
It has style.
pretty excited.
Wow. Yeah.
And you got to make sure you got your sound turned up when
Oh,
you
I
check
don't
this thing
even-
out.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'll check
the-
it out later.
The music's
Is this
really
is this
important.
VR?
No, it's Switch.
It
Like-
reminds
Who knows,
me of
maybe.
like, for some reason, it reminds me of what's it called?
The
Games.
Warriors.
The Warriors. No.
It reminded me of the Warriors, like the team thing. You know what I mean?
I said it reminded me of Rez because it's kind of like moving forward sort of thing, and
It's got a
like with
bunch
the
of weird
pulsing music.
influences there. Like it
Yeah.
feels like a like weird Suda
Yeah,
influence,
I can see some grasshopper in
yeah.
there.
right? It's got what else has it got in it? Yeah,
Make sure
Something
you
about
go
the
back to it
font.
with the music though.
Okay.
Super important.
it feels like it's by the guys who did like some of the actual font and stuff. Feels like it's from that isometric action game that was really popular that I actually never played.
Bastion.
That
That's super-
it's the one after that.
Well, yeah, but super massive. Right?
Transistor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Transistor, and then there was even another one that came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. That's cool.
Pyre. Pyre's the last one.
There's even another. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
There's a new one that they just announced. That was also announced at the show. So I don't know. It was. I don't know. I found it to be better than what I would expect it to be, but 3
yeah.
hours is way too long.
It was so long. And with
Monster
it,
Hunter World 1. Wow, that's great.
but for what, best RPG, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
it's not really an RPG.
But it got props. That's
Yeah,
the thing,
that's
right?
the most important
That's the
thing.
important part. You're right. I don't know. It's funny because I didn't expect to care at all about it, but well, and like you say, I didn't really care about the thing itself, but it was a lot of fun to sit and watch it and shoot the shit, right?
Into the Breach. Wow, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Good. Pretty good.
Yeah, so it's really interesting the choices that they made. I think.
Astrobot. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
agree with the Messenger best debut indie game. Sorry, but
Yeah.
I know it's popular.
No, yeah, I was saying that just as it came out. I was like, yep, that wasn't good.
It's always funny, and I know this happens with movies quite often, but in retrospect, how are these going to be like looked at in the future? Do you think in the future people would be like, "Oh yeah, the Messenger totally deserved that," or do
No,
you think something
no,
else? will
not
stand
at all.
out and say, like,
Messengers just feels like by the numbers and like a game you expected someone would have made at some point.
I
But
would have
it's
been
just-
more
it's just
comfortable
competent.
with Florence or Moss. Like the amount of talk about Moss being a really good game in VR was pretty high before Astrobot came out. And
But
then
I think-
Florence,
Mhm.
and then sorry, Florence was made by a bunch of the guys and who did Monument Valley, and then they split off into their own group and then made a kind of interesting little phone game which won a lot of awards too. So, but yeah, you were saying what you were thinking.
Don't you think that Moss kind of like everybody was really excited about Moss before Astrobot came out, and then it was like, okay, Moss is actually garbage compared to this thing, right? Like everybody's excited about Moss just because, like, wow, look at this. This is like, you know, kind of a platformer thing. It's
Yeah,
got some charm.
They hit it first.
And then, like, as soon as Astrobot came out, everybody forgot about Moss because holy cow,
Well,
Astrobot.
and it's a full game too. Like
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I don't know. You
I don't know,
release
how
these.
long is Moss?
It's like 3 hours apparently.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Eh,
Feel like you got to do. You know. When you're the
I don't
first
know.
one
Like,
there, it depends on what the 3 hours is, sure, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to spend that much money and get 3 hours. It needs to be.
Well, how about this? I got Moss when I got that bundle on Black Friday.
No,
I haven't touched it.
I haven't touched it.
Right. I turned it on. I played it for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like, man, something else.
Mhm.
It just got eclipsed, is really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, yeah, but eclipsed by more deserving games, I think.
Sure.
Right? Like, I don't think not to talk shit about Moss. Like, I'm sure that it has its place, but I think that there's that eclipse happened because there were games that eclipsed it.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds super obvious, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, it's not that it was unfair that happened. It just, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was doing what it wanted to fairly well. It's just that it wasn't as maybe earth-shattering use of VR, like kind of leading the way for people. But
Well, it's a VR game, right? Like, VR games are not that great.
yeah. Well,
So there.
anyways, should we start talking about the big release?
Do we have any other thing that we want to talk about first?
No, I mean, unless there were some announcements, but from that award show, but I don't think there was anything else. Like, they didn't announce a Monster Hunter until today. Actually, they hinted at it. That's a big one too. I mean, pretty excited to hear that they finally announced the name of and that they released a video for the expansion for Monster Hunter World, which is going to be G rank essentially for next fall, next autumn. They said.
So what are the details?
It's like an ice-based expansion, and that's what was theorized based on some like hints that it's going to be on a different island, and but new weapons, maybe some new moves you can do with the weapons too. So they might start expanding out the move set slightly. They haven't announced anything about like how many new monsters or anything though. So it's just very early on. Like this is coming and. Please pay attention to,
And it'll be a purchased add-on.
Yeah, it's going to be a major, like just like G rank has always been, like a year or two later, where they add on like a ton of higher difficulty and also sort of mid difficulty content.
Because G rank, they don't usually add G rank to the game though, right? Usually it's a new release, like a separate.
Yes, it is true. Yeah, usually
But
it's the first time that's happened.
Yeah, this one, from what I understand, is like it's like DLC expansion, right?
Yeah, so they're doing it, but I think they did say you could buy a copy of it too. Like just going to be a physical version of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. That's interesting. I'm just also excited for. What was that?
It's standalone. That's really what it comes down to. Like,
I would hope that when you buy it again, it's just going to be the whole thing, like for new people.
Oh, for sure. There's no way they would charge you twice. There's no way.
No, but what I'm also excited for is just like new moves for existing monsters, right? Like harder versions of like some of the easier monsters, and I'm excited to even do that, like just to breathe some new life into some of the other monsters that we fought like many times. Make super hard versions of those, or just more interesting versions that kind of throw you for a loop. You got to relearn. That's always fun. So yeah, I'm just excited for more Monster Hunter. So it'll be enough of a break where it'll feel really fresh and exciting, I think.
I actually don't mind the distance in time.
No, there's a lot of stuff to play. I'm not starved out for it. So yeah, man. There's a bunch of games I wanted to pick up this week that I had on my list, but that came out, but I never got around to. So, Battle Princess Madeline, it's like a Ghouls and Ghosts indie kind of game sequel to this other supposedly pretty decent. It looks really good. It feels like a super Ghouls and Ghosts type game. Really good art design in it. And the other one was the Monster Boy, which got pretty good reviews actually, and it's supposed to be pretty hard, reasonably long. Like people are beating it.
Remake Monster Boy?
No, it's a new Monster World game.
The one that started off as
Hamster something.
Super Hamster 2 or something.
And they got those two. They got like two famous the Japanese composers to do the soundtrack from the series previously, I guess. And supposedly the soundtrack's good. It looks really good. The only thing I heard is that the bosses are a little bit of a pushover, which usually that's a bit of a deal breaker for me. But it also depends on who the reviewer was, right? Some people are just really good at games. So I don't know. I'll pick it up eventually, but it was a little pricey at launch. It was like $49.
Agreed.
Like
Yeah.
that wasn't an impulse buy territory at all.
Yep.
Which means they're probably confident it's a good game, right? I guess. But yeah, no.
if that's, I mean, what was that game called where you kill the girl over and over again? The
JJ, whatever.
we should really remember this shit.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
swearing
The
game.
one you talked about 2 weeks ago where you like barely.
Yeah, the swear.
Yeah, I know. Swear game, yeah.
Missing Us or whatever.
Missing.
Yeah.
Missing.
Yeah,
JJ.
sounds right.
The Missing, JJ McField and the Island of Memories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that which one it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
that game,
not
like-
something easy to remember, so don't feel bad.
It's too expensive. Like, I mean, it's cool for what it is, and I'd like to play it, but it's just that's not how much that game should cost.
Sweary fans will buy it at that price, but no one else is going to buy it at that price.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So
Yeah.
even if it's good, people are still going to hold off.
Yeah.
That's the
I mean,
problem.
It was the same thing. I could not believe I didn't have any interest in the game anyway, so my opinion doesn't count. But what was that game called? Sushi Striker.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
That game was how much at launch?
I think it was
I
a
don't
full
Like a
40
full
to-
price game, right?
Really?
Like 40 or $50. Forget that. That's not like that game is not that much.
No.
I think sometimes some of these developers are overinflating the importance of their game in a sea of video.
Yep. There's a lot out there, and you got to really find your niche or your niche and proper price for your game. Anyway. All right, let's move on to the big thing. I want to hear about this from you guys.
So Smash Brothers came out on Friday. I had it pre-ordered at Walmart. In the spring, they had like a E3 thing where you could pre-order games for $50. So I got a pre-order in for Smash Brothers
Me too.
for 50.
Yep.
Nice.
Smash Brothers Ultimate is the official title, right? Or
Mhm.
something. Mhm.
Yeah. Super
We're
Smash Bros.
hemming and hawing about whether we're gonna keep it or like cancel the pre-order.
Yeah, I remember
because
that.
it's Smash Brothers, right? Like it's just Smash Brothers.
What could
Smash
be
Brothers
different?
is good and it's fun, but it's just Smash Brothers. I woke up Friday morning and I was like, I can't fucking do this, and so I drove to Walmart at 7 in the morning and bought a copy.
Wait, were you?
Wait,
you off
wait.
Friday?
You didn't even wait.
No, I wasn't off,
Oh my god!
but it was digging into me, and I was just, I'm an idiot, but fine. And so I went, and there was 8 or 9 people there at 7
Cool.
a.m., like there to pick it up.
Nice.
It's good. It's really good.
Don't justify your waking up
Well,
and getting in line for Smash Brothers. There
So
were
what?
eight
I didn't get in
there.
line. I just picked it up.
No, that's fine if you're in line. I totally back you on waiting in line for a game. It's totally, it's cool. It feels good.
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
fun.
it's exciting. So what's different about this one?
Nothing.
Why?
Absolutely nothing.
But well, no, there is, isn't
There's
there?
just more of it. There's
Yeah.
I thought
more
there's like
of it.
the World of Light mode. Like,
Yeah,
isn't
but
that
it's
the big?
such bullshit.
Is
It's
it?
not. I know that everybody says, "Oh, this is great as a single player game." No, it's not. It's just grindy horse shit. Like it's not. All it is just there's a map and you go around the map, and the map's
Yeah.
not that exciting.
And it's not that great because you have to like explore caves and then like
You're
send
really
people out
selling
for
the shit
six.
out of this.
No.
game.
Again, like it's important to understand that Smash Brothers is Smash Brothers, and Smash Brothers is awesome. But you can't really expect a whole lot more other than
No,
like there's like 700 something songs, and like I don't know
that's
how many
amazing.
and how many characters. Like
How many songs there is in the game?
Is it totally like? I don't want to even guess because I'm gonna
It's
be
like
wrong.
70 something.
And I was
Well,
gonna
it depends on what you count as a character
Echo
because some of them are
Fighters.
skins and stuff. And
so a lot. Like there's a ton. You should see the like completely on. Can I make the assumption that you haven't unlocked everybody yet, Keenan?
of course not.
Okay, I did it on Sunday. But it's so stupid. The character select screen, like with a full roster, is ridiculous. It's so funny. They added. I mean, it's just there's a lot of little
Because
Like-
wait. You have to explain. Like it starts with like one line of
7.
4, I think.
7
Seven.
characters.
7. Okay. And then as you
Yeah, you do a few fights and then it like new challenger approaches. You do some more fights, new challenger approaches. I got a speed unlocking tip that I figured out.
All right.
uh-huh.
So if anybody wants to speed unlock, and I don't know how much faster it is, but what I was doing is, so it started off. Well, one thing that helps is that my kid is super into Smash Brothers now, and so what we do is we put it on 4 players, and then we put it on teams for red team, blue team, and then it's her and I versus 2 computer players, and it's fun as hell. But
That's
what
how
I would
you unlock faster.
Nope. To unlock faster,
Okay.
you go to adventure mode, because anybody you unlock in adventure unlocks in the game
Mm-hmm.
part, right?
Yeah.
Like if you play just Smash, then you like unlock them over time. Where when you play adventure mode, if you meet one of them on the map and you beat them, then you unlock it in the full game.
Mhm.
But the time that you spend in adventure mode also counts towards like time to unlock new characters.
Right.
So what I was doing is hit like 4, 5, 6 nodes on the map and then pop back out to the menu and it would say new challenger approaches. You beat them, go back into adventure.
Mhm.
Do 5 or 6 nodes, go back out, pop it out, and you get a new
I
challenger.
actually saw people doing that on stream.
Oh really? Is that what
Yeah.
they were doing?
Yeah, exact same thing.
And it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And so I worked through the map and got who I could to try to clear out some of the wasted spots for the time unlocks.
Mm.
And it worked okay. One thing that was really interesting, if I can add to this too, do you know I had 5 hours, almost 5 hours in the car on Saturday. I had to drive up to Aurelia for a Christmas thing. And so I got Fanny to drive. This is really interesting though, because I've never done this.
Oh, yeah.
And your good friend and mine, Kinnan, a little while ago, picked up a cool what's it called? Like a little grip thing for it on an arm.
Mhm.
So there's like a vise that clips onto something, and then it's like this like super heavy duty arm that holds the switch. And so I clipped it to the that pocket thing in like the door of your car on
Yep.
the side. What's that thing called?
That's just a pocket, but it's
I'm
plastic.
sure that's
so you're-
not what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. so I clipped the vise to that, and then I ran it up so it was just sitting like in front of me on the in the seat. And I brought the Pro controller, and I just played Smash Bros. The whole way there and back. It was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So I unlocked a ton of them there. I wanted
Oh.
to puke though on the way home. I was so sick. Don't play Smash Brothers in the car.
Unless you're used to it.
Yeah, I am not.
So what I've learned about Smash is that I am terrible at Smash. Because I don't know, like I'm having a lot of trouble like completing the 3-star, 4-star unlocks and like the challenges to unlock characters in the not the adventure mode, but the place where you can like freely unlock things. And then there's
So
like
have you seen that door that you can go and like if you lose against somebody?
no.
So if you're doing like just playing and then new challenger appears, if you go to, I think it's the vault,
Okay.
there's a little door that shows up in the bottom right hand of the screen where you
Okay.
can like re-challenge those fights that you lost.
Okay.
And true or not true, I kind of feel, and I don't know whether this is placebo or what, but I kind of feel like maybe they're easier the second time you fight them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like if you do it from the door, I think they might be a little easier.
Sure.
Yeah. So check that out. And I mean, it's sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. Like I've lost to there sometimes, and then it takes like, a few fights, and then the door will show up again. So it's not like it's there all the time.
Right.
But
But it's the sticker or whatever, the spirit thing, right? That's what I'm talking about. Like trying to unlock the 3-4-star ones.
oh, like on the spirit board.
Yeah.
Oh God, I haven't even touched that thing. It looks
Oh,
like
okay.
it's hard.
Yeah. Some of the conditions are ridiculous. Like I have to cheese out most of the time when I want to win the 3 or 4-star ones.
I would wait though until you have like really good spirits, because playing adventure mode, you get a bunch of those spirits.
Okay.
And some of them are super OP.
Okay. Cool.
So I would just hold off. Like I'm not even doing it until I finish. I'm getting closer. Like I finished some of adventure mode. I'm waiting till I'm totally done before I start grinding that out. There's a lot.
Those are like passives in the game, right?
You kind of you equip different effects basically, and also you equip a monster to be additional attack and defense as well. Oh, sorry, spirit, not monster. Yeah. So so some of the effects can be like you start off with a particular item, or you don't take damage from lava or things like that. So they're kind of useful for particular situations and stuff.
Can I tell you one of the most broken ass spirits I have?
Sure.
There's one that start with Franklin badge.
Okay.
You guys know what Franklin badge is?
So
It just reflects projectiles, right? So
what?
Anytime there's, you go up against like Mega Man or one of the magic one, like just
Man,
put on the Franklin badge and just destroy everybody. That one's pretty powerful.
I want that, and then I'll just play Ike all the time. Then
I still haven't found them in adventure mode because you can't use them in adventure until you find them in adventure.
Yeah, I haven't found them there either. But I've been playing with them on the other area, trying to unlock more stickers.
And I was gonna say, I feel like because you said that you're not good at Smash, and I was talking to Jackie Senpai earlier, friend of the show, Jackie Senpai, and she said that she wants to get into Smash Brothers, but she can't because she feels like she sucks at it. And my words to her, and I want to know whether you guys agree with this or not. Do you think that with Smash, you just have to find your kind of character archetype that you're good with?
That's a big part of it, yeah.
Like there's a lot of characters that I'm totally garbage with, but I know my niche and I know who I can pick and who I can't.
Yeah.
And so I think that a big part of it is just finding that, right? Like I'm horrible with like floaty light characters, but I'm also not great with super heavy ones.
I'm great with super heavy ones. Those are my thing.
And surprisingly enough, I was playing with my wife and she's great with Ganondorf, like legitimately good.
Oh yeah.
Because so if I was playing, I usually play like the Fire Emblem sword guys. Like I'll use Ike or Marth. Do you remember? Do you guys remember the Holy Roman Empire?
Yeah.
That was in university when we played. Was it Melee all the time?
Yeah.
The Holy Roman Empire was Roy and Marth wearing
with gold and
white and gold outfits
on one team.
Even if you weren't on the same team, didn't matter. You are now.
I have good memories of the Holy Roman.
You do. If you were part of the Holy Roman Empire, that's a different story. If you weren't,
you got wrecked like every single time.
That's a distraction.
Let's be fair, Chris. Most of the time you won most of them, okay?
No.
But yeah, the archetype thing is, I agree, right? It's like part of it is finding something you just like to play, right?
Yeah.
And then the other part is like, if you want to get good, there are mechanics to the game, like any fighting game that people figure out. And if you know them, it gives you an advantage. I never got that far. I never got that, into it.
And they made it easier now because I remember in Melee when you used to play it with for example, you use a C stick to smash. Like you could only do like a quick charge smash with it, but now you can actually do a full charge smash.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I don't know when they put that in, but that makes it a little bit easier if you're not like that great with the I'm a scrub. I'd rather hit it all the time, man.
That's all right. There's another one. If you want to know another hot tip to break adventure mode, I use Marth all the time. I unlocked him pretty early.
Yeah, me too.
And one of the things on the skill boards, because there's also like a skill board where you unlock different.
I missed that for the first like
what?
5 hours.
Yeah. So there's a thing where you get like permanent skill ups for your character in adventure mode.
Right.
And one of the things is like a infinite smash charge, and so it doesn't time out. You can just sit there like charging your smash.
Really?
And then even better, one of the other nodes is super armor when you're charging your smash.
Wow.
And so with Marth, I just stand there with my thing charging. As soon as somebody comes near me, I let go of it and it knocks them off.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
And then you have Franklin badge. There you go.
And then Franco badge, and then you're unstoppable.
You can't poke you either.
That's right.
Wow. Okay.
I would pick
Okay.
Ness and just use the little heat seeker like control ball.
Well, Franklin badge
do with
only
that.
lasts as long as the other one, so it only lasts for
Right.
you know what I mean. The other one, actually, there's a store where you can spend. What's the spirit currency? Spirit something.
points, whatever. Spirit points. Yeah.
If you ever see it in the store, buy Ness's dad.
Oh, okay.
It's a phone.
Oh, yeah.
I bought it just because I was like, I like this character, right? I like
Yeah.
this thing, so I bought it not knowing how good the spirit was.
Oh, yeah.
But what it is it you start the fight with higher attack and defense, and it lasts for like 20 seconds or something.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole thing usually takes about 20 seconds if you're
Mhm.
good. And so it's essentially like boosted attack and defense for nothing.
Right. That's cool.
All right.
I like
Cool.
that stuff. But so it sounds like
So-
you guys
so-
are having fun unlocking characters and playing adventure
Tim,
mode.
Tim. This is like 1/3 of the game.
I
We
know.
haven't even talked about the mural stuff that you have. Like,
Oh, it's cool. Classic mode is awesome this time.
yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What is that?
So in the original classic mode, it's just go through levels and do whatever, right? And
Yeah.
you had like the target thing and
Like
whatever.
7 fights.
But
Yeah.
in this one, you choose your intensity to start at, and it goes up to 9.9, and I think it goes down as far as 1.
Hmm.
And as you win fights, depending on how well you do in the fight, it'll raise your intensity, and if you do poorly, it'll lower your intensity.
Mhm.
But the whole thing is set, and this is so frivolous, but it's funny how little things will change how you feel about it, right?
Mhm.
Instead of just being a number, there's this giant mural of all like Smash fighters, and the intensity that you choose is further like easier, lower intensity is to the left of the mural, and higher is to the right.
Mhm.
And so you slide along the mural for how well you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the goal is to finish as far to the right on the mural as possible, and then you get more rewards based on how well you finished.
Sure.
But it records it for each character. Each character unlocks like the spirit thing.
Mhm.
And there's I like again a little thing that doesn't add anything significant, but it has a name for the journey, I guess, of each of the characters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how to explain that. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kenan? Like
Yeah.
for if you pick Mega Man in classic mode, it says something about I don't know, Dr. Wily or something about the
Yeah.
future. Right? It'll
Yeah,
just give
yeah.
you like a little there's a title for the classic mode.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they kind of dressed it up a little better, and it's just nicer to kind of fun to just go through.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's
And then the credits sequence is a shooter. What was it last? Maybe it was a shooter before, but I didn't remember it being quite
This
as
one's
elaborate.
yeah.
Cool.
But it's a lot of fun, and I like that there's 2 different currencies. Like there's the spirit points, but then there's also coins that you get for actually playing Smash Brothers. Do you remember how you earned coins in like the other games just from like winning and getting KOs and stuff?
Yeah.
And it's the same in this, but you use the coins in the shop to buy like different Mii Fighter outfits and songs, and it's weird. Like there's a lot of stuff in this game.
I did not know what those gold coins were for. Like I've been building
That's
them
what
up.
it's
So, see, this is what I mean. Like
And
I
it's
played
strange
for
because
2
it's like-
days, and I've been in adventure mode the entire time, basically.
There's a tiny box, which is the shop. Like you have to go into vault, and then in the vault on like the bottom row of like all of these giant icons, there's like a tiny one that says shop. And if you go in there, then you can spend.
I missed the part. Sorry, I got distracted from my daughter. But what was the gold coin spent on in the shop?
Just you can buy spirits for adventure mode.
Mhm.
You can buy outfits like hats and coats and stuff for the Mii fighters.
Oh, okay.
And I love the way they handled it. I can't remember how they did it in the other ones, but it's really cool. Actually, okay, so to back up for a second, if you go into the options, there's a place where you can put Mii fighters and Echo fighters. Echo fighters are like Peach and Daisy.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah.
They just look different.
Right.
There's
isn't there slight
slight
differences in,
differences,
right?
yes, sure.
Actually, how they handle, right?
But you can put them on the same spot in the character select, or you can have them separate. I
Oh.
appreciate that as an option. It's kind of cool.
That's really surprise. Like, right, that is one of those things that why would they go to the trouble of doing that? But it is nice to have that, because for the hardcore people who really care about, oh, yes, actually, Peach and they're totally different characters, because like they consider the differences to be major, right? And so that's
I want them all separate.
yeah.
What
I would
does
do
your
that too.
board look like when it's separate?
Jeez, yeah,
What? There's just two of them. I mean, I put them separate. They're all over the place. It's great.
just a
And
big
there's-
sea of
But the thing I like about the Mii fighters is, so it'll put them into one spot, and then you have to choose shooter or brawler or swordsman or whatever it's called.
mhm.
But I put them separate. And one thing I really like about it is that, let's say that you go into like the character editor and you make your thing.
You're
Okay,
me.
so you're me, yeah. And then you save it and you adjust all your controls and stuff, and then someone else comes along and they make one and they save it. You choose the Mii fighter. So say if I have the 3 separate spots on the board and I choose Mii swordsman, and then like a little menu pops up and says like which Mii swordsman do you want to use? Like, and it's super fast from the menu, so I can pick like Chris, or I can pick this, or I can pick this.
Oh yeah,
And so it's interesting. It's a little stupid, but it's kind of fun, I guess, that you can unlock so many different outfits of other video game characters that you can kind of, at least in some artificial way, look like you're using one of those other characters. Does that make sense? So I can't think of any good examples, so I'm going to use a stupid one, but Dunban from Xenoblade Chronicles. I know that his hair and his outfit are like available for Mii fighters, and so if I put on the hair and I put on the body and I make a Mii that kind of looks like him, there, now you can be Dunban. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's cool. There's one feature that is I don't think is in the game. I would be very shocked if it was, that I would want there to be in the game. And I think, Chris, you could probably guess what that is. Well, I'll tell you what it is. The map editor.
No, it's not there.
Yeah, that was so much fun. We had so much fun doing that, or at least I know I did. Playing those maps, testing them
It
out,
was a lot of fun.
messing
I
with
agree.
them. And that was...
But it must not have been that popular, though.
No, I bet it wasn't. No.
Especially now, since everybody wants to do no items, final
Yeah.
destination all the
It's a
time.
hardcore fighting game now. And
So another thing I appreciate is that you can change. So they have the list. You should see how many levels there are, Tim. Like when you
It's
started up, Kim, you went to
dumb.
Melee. I'm like, wow.
yeah, I mean, that
There's
makes sense.
so many
That's cool.
levels.
That's
But
exciting.
what you can do is you can change it between the regular level
Mhm.
and the battlefield version of
Yeah.
that level, or the Omega version of that level.
Right.
And so
right.
one of them, Battlefield is like flat and then it has the 3 platforms,
Mhm.
and Omega is just the flat one.
Mhm.
Like it's
but
just a
but
flat
it's
one.
wider, right?
Yeah, and then it's just skinned for that level.
Yeah.
Right? So say like Big Blue, you're jumping on all the cars and everything's crazy and you're falling off.
Yeah.
This is just a flat background or a flat platform with Big Blue background.
That's cool though. Like
Yeah,
that's so
no,
great.
and I appreciate that too.
Because they
It's
put a lot of work
exciting.
into it, and so if people are only going to play when they play like
Just
tournaments,
Battlefield,
right? Then they can play the same map functionally, but it has all different backgrounds, which is really fun.
Got
It's
it.
fun to watch too. If you're into watching that stuff, then you don't have to see the same friggin' map every time, which is yeah, good.
Another thing that I wanted to add is that you can save rule sets now. Like you can save profiles for rule sets. And so I have one called Jane where like when
That's
I
cool.
play with her, then this is the rule set that we use, right? Like
Yeah.
it's 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Like it's these items. This is like this. And so you can completely set up. Do you remember like in university or, when we were on Bay Street, like if we have, okay, we're going to turn off all these items. We're going to use these items. But
Yeah.
now that we're going to play this, we got to turn these items
Yeah,
on.
it was a pain in the ass. Yeah.
But imagine being able to save different profiles for
Yeah, that's-
different
Again, this
scenarios,
is
right?
thinking. This kind of thinking tells you that these devs really put everything into this game. Like This just proves it to me. All these little things where it's like, you can look at another company making games and you can see the mistakes they made. And you go, why didn't anyone think of this? Why did anyone not put this in? But you're telling me all these things that where it's obvious they've thought all about all these things. What do the users actually encounter when they play? What do the users want when they play our game? And that's super cool. Very exciting.
It truly is the ultimate Smash Brothers.
I want to get it, but I don't know, man. What's the online play I heard, though, is the only part where maybe not.
I did it once and it was fun as hell.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not a big like online fighting game guy.
No, I don't.
I had a lot of fun. I jumped into a quick play match. I only did it once, but I jumped in a quick play match and it was team. And so it was like me and another dude versus 2 other guys, and it was hilarious. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Was there team in the last one?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, and I can't say because I didn't play online.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
And the menus are just as stellar as always, I'm assuming.
The menus are all so good. What do you think about this? The what's the Xbox thing called?
Oh, I have a question. Can you customize the menu music?
I haven't seen it, but
like in Beatmania and stuff like that.
Around. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I would feel like that would be something they would let you do.
What are those? On original Xbox, they had the
Blades.
OS had that blades. Yeah. What do you think about that blade on the right side of all the menus? It's awkward.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I don't
is.
love about the menus. Anytime you tap right a whole bunch, or I think you can hit R, Z, R or something, and this blade pops out that has a few options in it, but the options are stupid.
Oh.
It's not something that I would want on a quick blade. You know what I mean?
Weird.
But
maybe you can customize it.
I didn't see anywhere you could, but maybe. It just, and again, that's if that's my biggest complaint, right? Then
that's huge. No deal.
I don't love the blade in the menu.
The fact that we're talking about this is just the epitome of this podcast.
But I
and
mean,
that's why this is going to be the 20th best game of this year.
What do you think about that? Because I know the year's almost over, but Smash Brothers just came out, and I don't know. I know that you guys probably won't play it, but Earth Defense Force 5 comes out tomorrow, and I'm super hyped about that. Are these games eligible for Game of the Year or what?
Yeah, anything in the year.
It's 2018.
I mean,
it's funny that there's all these things already announcing Game of the Year, and the Game Awards were just last week, and what about the games that come out in December?
Yeah.
Well, it's just hard because most people have to do their whole debate thing before, because normally they release them on the 31st, right? And nobody's going to be working through the Christmas holidays, and everybody needs to play those games enough in order to either include them or debate them, right? That's always the biggest problem. But I don't know if they're at a disadvantage in the ranking just because not enough people played it. I guess that's what they'll have to live with. But yeah, let's put it in. I mean, we're not going to put it in the next year's, right?
No, and you know what? It should. I think that it should be in at least the top 32, right? It should be in a contender.
Yeah.
Did either of you pick up? Are we good with Smash Brothers? Anybody? Do you want to say anything? Questions? Anything?
No, I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Did either of you pick up Katamari Reroll?
No.
I didn't yet because we'll see whether it goes down by the time I get around to it.
Yeah, man, I don't know what to do about that one. If it weren't for Smash Brothers and EDF, I would be all over it.
Yeah, me too. But if I pick it up now, I'm not going to play it, and then by the time I get around to playing it, it's going to be cheaper. So
yeah, I agree. But it sucks because I would like to play it and I'd like to talk about it and I'd like to sing its praises because it's super fun. And I mean, I assume that it's just the same thing, only updated, right? Graphically or in resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, imagine so.
If you are not playing any other games, then give Katamari Damacy Reroll a go because I don't know. I love Katamari.
I noticed it's also available on Steam. So if you don't want to play, you don't want to buy it on Switch, you can get it on Steam.
And use your keyboard to... I don't know how
Yeah.
how you managed to type
PlayStation
that.
4 controller, dude.
Cool. Do you guys want to hang out after the show just for a few minutes and see if we can bang out that 32 list?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. We got something big coming for the best of 2018, so make sure you stay tuned. I found a thing that we can use for the bracket,
Sweet.
for the tournament. Sound good?
Yeah.
Any other pressing issues to discuss?
No.
Nope.
All right, boys. We will talk to you next Monday then
All right.
for episode 98.
See you then.
Have a good